mean, what can I say about this game that like isn't going to sound obvious? Like this, I enjoyed this game a lot. Like I really liked this game a ton. I'm a huge fan of the 2D HD remaster looks that they have of these old school like Nintendo and Super Nintendo games, and I'm not, I don't hide that fact when we start playing them. Like I have a love for them. It started with Octopath Traveler 1, but this game was fantastic. Like this definitely has all the makings of like one of the traditional RPGs that I grew up with, Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest. Now I never played this one back in the day. Like I only played Dragon Quest 1, and then I think I played 4. I know I played like 8, but that was after it had changed back to Dragon Quest. I knew it as Dragon Warrior because they didn't think Dragon Quest, I guess, would sell in America. But I mean, the story of this is really cool, how you kind of follow in your father's footsteps. He's this world-renowned warrior who single-handedly, fought off all these, enemies and stuff and brought peace to the world. And then he comes back home and he's a hero. But, darkness comes back to the land, and he's got to go on this journey again. So he leaves you and your mother when you're a little tiny child. And he goes off on this quest, and he like disappears in the middle of this quest, and so you want to follow in his footsteps, and so you follow his little quest line until you catch up to him at the end. I thought that was a really cool moment, even though he had gotten to the point where like he couldn't see you or hear what you were saying. At least you got to have that last little moment at the end there. I thought that was really cool. And then the bad guys, the fighting was great. I had some qualms with it. I had some qualms with it. Like the fact that like Zin doesn't work nearly as much as like Whack does. It was driving me absolutely crazy that anytime an enemy tried to use instant death, like it almost automatically worked every time. And whenever I wanted to bring somebody back to life, like I had to try it 15 frickin' times before it worked. But other than that, like the fighting style is really cool. Like you have the different job classes that give you different abilities. The best ability, in my opinion, actually was from the Monster Wrangler. That pylon. Once you gain a bunch of monsters for your monster arena. I mean, we were doing anywhere between 200 and 300 damage all the time, no matter like what the defense was or how many people were out there. We were doing a combination of roughly 200 to 300 damage every time. No buffs required. And again, it was unblockable. Like it didn't matter if you were confused, like he had the hallucination or anything. Not confusal, hallucination. Like the hallucination kind of made it harder to hit people, but even with that status effect on, the monster pylon worked like gangbusters. Like it was a crazy effective technique. Now I didn't really get to get into I think it's called the gadabout, the little clown character, or really the merchant that much. The merchant that I did create, he left the party right away. He left the party right away to go start Nelsonburg. And again, I didn't get a chance to do the gadabout, but I like everything about it. I really like the sage class. You were able to get, you could learn both the cleric and the mage's spells and everything. And they actually, I mean, they got a lot of MP. Like my biggest problem with like the clerics and the mage classes is like, yeah, they had these cool spells, but their MP wasn't going up much. Then you upgrade to the sage, and all of a sudden we finished with like 600 MP. Like it was crazy good for a magic user. And then you get the weapon that uses magic to make the weapon attack stronger, and you actually make him a pretty formidable little character there. Even though we were basically using her as a healer the whole time, healer buffer for the whole time. It's still like, it was a great character to have. the fact that you can go back and forth, and like your warriors can keep any of the cleric spells that they've used really came in handy as well. Because again, a lot of the boss fights there, we were using both our warrior and our sage to buff the party, and then when the party was buffed, then we would use the sage to keep the party healed up, but we would use the warrior to attack, and she would actually put out a decent attack. And so, you know, and then we had our sage was was a monster wrangler before, so she also had the monster pylon attack. And at any given time when we had a full lineup, or if I wanted to use Omni Heal, which is only available to the hero, to your main character, I could still get that attack in, because I could then use my backup monster wrangler to use that monster pylon and get another 200 to 300 damage guaranteed. Like, it's just a really cool game, really interesting way to go about it. I believe this is the first one, because again, I didn't play 2 and I didn't play this originally, but Dragon Quest 1 I don't think has the job classes. I'm pretty sure you just are what you are from start to finish. And so the fact that they were able to add that aspect into it, and again, this 3 came out first because it's the prequel to 1 and 2, so it makes sense chronologically why this would come out first. But this was a really fun one to play, and I mean, I'm not surprised that I liked it. To be honest with you, this is most likely going to be in my top 5 for Game of the Year this year, unless 1 and 2 just kind of like blow it away. But it's going to be it's going to be in the top 5 most likely by the end of the year, because I enjoyed it quite a bit. Like, I played a lot offline, going around to the different places that like the side quests and stuff like that. The monster arena is a cool aspect and a nice way to not only encourage you to look for the monsters, but also a great way to get money. Like, if you can win these ranks, you get a lot of money for winning these ranks. Like 100,000 for rank 5 or something like that is what I got. And so, it's a good way to get money, because if you want to buy stuff, shit's expensive in this game. Like, it is really expensive, and like really buying your stuff outside of finding the legendary stuff that only the hero can use. Buying it is the way to get the better items, because by the time you find this stuff, it's pretty much outdated, and you've come across something better if you've bought it in the shop. So the making money through the monster arena is a great little side game. Like, I mean, Square Enix has become famous for their side games. Blitzball in Final Fantasy X, Choco Racing in Final Fantasy VII, Triple Triad in Final Fantasy VIII. Like, I mean, that's what they do. That's what Square Enix does, is they make great mini games. And this was a good little precursor to the whole mini game series that they went out and put out. The Monster Arena, I think, is a really cool aspect added to the game. Now, I don't think they did it in the original, but you do have like a New Game Plus in this 2D remake. So again, it gives you incentive to go in and find the rest of the monsters that you didn't find before, which is really cool. I enjoyed it a lot. I don't know really what else to say. I expected to like it, and I liked it. Like, I mean, I don't really know what else to say. So instead of just rambling on, I'm just gonna give it its 2 huge thumbs up. And if you're a traditional JRPG fan, or you're a fan of the 2D HD remakes, I would highly recommend this one. I would highly recommend this one. And I'm sure I'm going to like 1 and 2. I enjoyed Dragon Warrior 1 when I first played it way back in the day, so I'm sure 1 and 2 are going to be great as well. But if you're looking for something right now, Dragon Quest 3 is great. It'd be hard for me to say that I liked it better than Octopath Traveler 2. Just because they are 2 different games. Like, the gameplay is different. This is more of a traditional turn-based RPG, where you don't like. Well, I mean, I guess they're both pretty traditional turn-based RPGs, but they just play out differently. You have abilities. You don't have to like save up and do like big attacks or whatever like you do in Octopath Traveler 2, or Octopath Traveler for that matter. But they're both good. They're both good. They're both great, and it's going to be hard for me to choose which one I like better. This one's got more of an old school feel to it, in my opinion, for sure. But again, maybe it's just because I played the original Dragon Warrior back in the day, and so it's a little bit of the nostalgia to it. Whereas Octopath Traveler feels new. It feels new to me. So yeah, highly recommend. Go out and get it. Enjoy it if you're a Switch owner. This is worth it. But I think you can also get it on other platforms as well. So don't worry if you're not a Nintendo owner. If you've been thinking about checking it out, definitely check it out. Two huge thumbs up. Very good game that I liked quite a bit.